Thanks everyone for coming. I'm here just to voice perspective from small business. My wife and I have the jewellery studio next to the fire station, and I just wanted to share with you some of our experiences during the day, because a lot of you obviously would not be working here during the day. And also, if you consider, I'm sure that some of you will have some fond memories of Beecroft in the past. I used to shop here with my mother, and I remember getting shoes from Sparks. She would get a jumper from Baronia Cottage. So I'd like to put some of your fond memories here and take that towards action for the future. My wife and I moved our business here 10 years ago. 2 years prior to that, we looked all over Sydney and throughout New South Wales to move our small business out of the city. Now, we made a decision to move our business to Beecroft because it is very unique, and we just take that for granted. This is a very unique place. When we drove in here after driving all over Sydney and the state looking for another location for our business, we designed to make one of very special pieces of jewellery, so we need to have inspiration. When we drove into the village and parked the car and my 4 kids got out of the car with me, I felt a sense of calm, and that is something that is not experienced around Sydney very often. Now, on a daily basis, sitting up there at the bench making jewellery, I'm looking out over a wonderful vista currently, and that's all going to change. So will all the small business owners through here. It's all going to change for us. At the end of the day, we're entertaining people who travel through this village. People come to this village because it is a special place, and they can enjoy this vista here. Now what I see on a daily basis is people walking through the village, and they now stop and look at the railway line because of diesel engines going past. So it's just affecting each of us in a very simple way. Obviously we've spoken about the highly complex and credible issues here today, and I don't profess to know too much about that. I am heavily involved in the group, and I certainly appreciate the amount of time and effort that some of these people have gone to uncover some of the reports which are fly in the face of what we're told. This week I've noticed an increase in the number of diesel engines going north, and they are carrying coal, which really surprised me. I was shocked. I could hear the engines coming, and this has increased this week, so it's just going to get worse and worse. I was sitting at the bench there and I could feel they would have been coming past the tennis courts. I could feel the vibrations in the air, and by the time they got up here level with the studio, I could literally feel it in my feet through the building. Okay? When we have customers in the studio now who are spending a significant amount of money, and I totally respect that, they could choose to go anywhere to buy jewellery, notwithstanding we do something special, of course, but I have to stop talking to my customers and wait till trains go by.
Absolutely.
It's just insane. So, 4 brand spanking new engines pulled coal up here. It seems to be happening at consistently now 11:30 during the day. That seems to be one of the coal trains.
Yes.
And of course I raced over there to take a photograph. I didn't know that it was coal at first, and when I took a photograph, all the carriages are going past underneath me, uncovered. And I can't, trucks are on the road, they have to be covered. And this train was going through at enough speed for dust to be coming off. I was shocked that they were going north. I thought coal would be going south, but anyway, coal was going to north up to Newcastle, obviously. I don't know how much the load would actually be in there by the time they get up there, but anyway. And also during the week, they're going south. So we've got empty carriages going south. So I watched the Catalyst program. So we've got just as much damage going north as going south. The empty carriage is going down to pick up another load. So I guess I just wanted to voice the perspective of small businesses. The other thing I want to mention is, sorry, I nearly forgot. As we progress to construction, it doesn't matter what anyone says, and it's already started happening. The construction workers are going to park in the village We're going to have construction vehicles going through the village. There's going to be some it amazes me now that any large trucks can go through the village. That there's going to be an enormous number of double bogey large trucks going through the village with gravel and materials. They say that's not going to happen. Well, there's an access gate up there, so they've got to go one way, and that's one way is going to be through the village or coming down from Chapman Avenue, where you bet your bottom dollar each truck driver is going to make his own decision. And then parking. Well, I've been told that they're not going to park in the village. The only reason people come to the village is because that they can have a wonderful experience here. Well, there's not going to be any experience soon because they're not going to be able to park, and they're not going to have a wonderful vista to look at. So some of the businesses are going to be significantly affected. I hope that we have a strong enough clientele to survive, but I know that a lot of businesses here are moving, so we're not going to have a village with the current entertainment that we have, the public has. We have quite a good mix of shops now. That's going to change. So your village is not going to be anywhere near as good as what it is currently, or I would hope that it would be in the future. I've taken photographs of Abbey Group and Leighton Construction vehicles parking opposite my studio. I've spoken to workers, and of course I get the response where I feel like I'm just going to be beaten up, so I don't say anything. And I just feel very, very strongly about that. I'm surprised. I must admit I am very surprised. I feel it's very important for me to be part of the community. And I am very surprised at the lack of response that we've had to this. So I really hope that, as a few of the others have said this morning, that it's very simple to make a phone call. I can put a sign on there every day. Just ring that number and tell people you're not happy about these trees going. As far as I can see, from a very simple perspective, if these trees stay, then the third track can't go ahead. So I'm going to be doing everything I can possibly do to keep these two bunya pines, and have been here for over 100 years.
1898, Rob?
Yeah, since 1898, to stay. If they stay, and they don't have, as far as I'm aware, they don't have the permits to remove them as yet. I said to them at the presentation on Thursday night, well, what about if you relocate them instead of destroying them? Is that possible? Or can you move some, because it's the drainage line through here that's too close to these trees as to why they have to be moved. So I asked, together with some of the others, we asked, can they move that drainage line? Well, you're amazed by the response, oh, well, we haven't thought of that. I mean, it's just crazy. But anyway, at the end of the day, these two bunya pines, if we fight to keep them, then that will be a simple thing that we can do. It's just one thing, just fight to save the bunya pines. It's very important. Thanks for listening.